It's Colleen from Made for Mermaids. Welcome to day 2 of our Isabel and Mama Isabel Sew-a-long. Today we are tackling shoulder seams in our neckband. Yesterday for day 1 we cut out our pattern pieces and cut out our fabric and checked out the hacks on the blog. So if you haven't had a chance to look at those yet, go ahead and check them out. Today we're just doing 2 quick steps. We're just doing the shoulder seams and the neckband, and it will be the same for all options. So you want to make sure you grab your back bodice piece, grab your 2 front bodice pieces. You can set your sleeves to the side, your skirts to the side, and then just double check that you have the neckband and not your long tie. You can see the neckband will be just a little bit longer, so make sure that's the one that you grab. Remember, in day 1 I told you that I usually knot it just because it makes it easier to grab it. So we'll set our waist ties to the side and just grab our neckband. So you can lay your back bodice down with the right side facing up, and then take one of your front bodice pieces and lay it on top so that it looks like this. Oh, it's going to flop over, but it'll look like that. And go ahead and clip or pin this shoulder seam if you'd like. I'm not going to because it's just such a small distance there, and we'll stitch that together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Of course, if you're using your sewing machine, make sure that you're using a stretch stitch. And if you want to add clear elastic, this is a great step to add it. Make sure you exercise it first, get it nice and stretchy, and then you would just stitch it right in. You could also add it after you serge the seam and then just zigzag stitch it on. I'm not going to because it's a size 3 dress and it's the dress length, so I'm really not worried about it stretching out, but especially if you use something like a rayon spandex, or if you're making the adult sizes, that elastic in the shoulder seams is nice to help support the dress. And then you will grab your opposite front bodice piece, match up your shoulder seams with right sides together, and then we'll go ahead and stitch that with a 1/2 inch seam allowance too. Okay, and now you can kind of lay it out a little bit. So now we're going to attach our neckband. In the tutorial it says to press it in half the long way with wrong sides together. And in the tutorial I know it looks a little bit narrower, it looks a little bit skinnier, but that's because it's the girls version, so the pieces are a little bit smaller. So you do just fold it once in half, and we'll pretend that I've pressed it so that I don't have to run over to my ironing board and have you stare at a blank screen. But you do want to find the halfway point. And I'm going to clip it, and then I'll just check it one more time. And then you need to do the same on your back bodice piece. Find the center back, and you can pin it too. I'm just clipping it because they're right there. And then you want to fold your front bodice pieces in to meet that clip or that pin. And that will be one of your quarter points. And do the same for the opposite side. So you fold this skinny little piece in to meet the middle of the back bodice. And there's another quarter point. So now we need to do the same with our neckband. So just fold it to meet in the middle. I forgot I have all those clips over there. And it is easier if you press it first, because then you're not trying to press it while you clip. But Now, go ahead and clip that to your bodice pieces. And you are going to have to stretch it a little bit. So it's not going to be a perfect one-to-one fit. And you can also clip it on the very edge if you'd like to. I usually don't on the end that I'm starting on, but I usually like to clip it on the back end. Go ahead and match up all your clips. Okay, and then we will go ahead and stitch this together. You can definitely add more clips or more pins if you'd like to. I'm pretty comfortable with what we have on there already, but you can certainly add more. And we're going to go ahead and attach the neckband to the bodice with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And when you're fitting it on, make sure that you're not stretching the bodice. Make sure that you're only very lightly stretching the actual neckband piece. I like to just give it a once over and make sure it looks even and make sure that there's nothing loose or anything, that none of my edges slipped out. And that is it for day 2. Go ahead and give your neckband a good steam, and if you want to top stitch, now is when you would want to do that. Otherwise, you are all set for tomorrow. We'll see you for day 3. Bye.